What's up, guys? This is Ty Zen, and with me today, I have some very special guests from the cryptocurrency world. On my right here, we have the honorable, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com, the great oracle of cryptocurrency.
Hi there.
All right, and then with me in the studio today, we have Micah Spruill. Right, he's the advisor to the Particl privacy coin project, and he's also a veteran cryptocurrency investor. Say hello, all right. And then at the top of the screen here, joining us from South Africa, right, live, we have Rhino Mate. He is the lead core developer for the Particl project. Say hello, Rhino.
Hi, guys.
All right. And then below Rhino, in the second video, we have Paul Schmeitzer. He's broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, from the United States of America. Right? He is the communications manager for the Particl project. Say hello, Paul.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So in this, before we get started, guys, I want to thank our channel sponsors, Particl.io, for sponsoring our channel. All right. And so let's go ahead and get started on this video series. This video series will have 6 parts about the Particl project for investors. And in this first part, we're going to talk about, just go over the introduction to the Particl for investors. And let's go ahead. Before we get started, though, I want to just, in case you're new to cryptocurrency investing, I want to just really quickly explain what is a Bitcoin blockchain and what is so special about it and why it's important to the financial world, all right? So in this first chart here, in this slide here that's provided by Robert Palatnik, he's the Chief Technology Architect at a company called DTCC, that stands for Depository Trust Clearing Corporation of America, and they are the largest clearing and settlement firm in the United States, and I believe it's the largest in the world as well. They clear all the stock transactions for all the American stock trades, all right? So what is so unique about the Bitcoin blockchain that was invented by a computer scientist named Satoshi Nakamoto, right, is that in the past, the way that the financial ledgers, the accounting ledgers at all the financial institutions, such as the banks and other financial institutions, was that they would have it so that it's in one centralized location and everybody had to come to them for information about the financial transactions that happen. And because the institution or the bank would control the ledger, they were the ones who got to add or remove transactions in there and edit and modify them, right? Which puts them in a lot of power because they were the only ones that could control what goes in and gets recorded in the ledger. When we start to decentralize it, if we look at how each of the banks, right, if each one of these clusters is a bank or a financial institution, each one of them would keep their own ledger and then they would communicate to each other, but they would also keep their financial ledgers a secret or within them, and they are the only ones that can modify that ledger. Now, what was unique about Bitcoin's blockchain when it was invented by Satoshi Nakamoto is that now everyone that is a user inside the network can maintain a copy of the financial ledger. Everyone can read it, it's completely transparent, and everyone that has access to the internet and a computer can read it and review it for themselves. They don't need to ask permission from the financial institutions to be able to read or to be able to add transactions to the ledger, okay? So that's a little quick history on what is Bitcoin and what is blockchains. Now, inside the world of cryptocurrencies, right, there are hundreds of cryptocurrencies and they are divided into what we call buckets, okay? So for example, in the currency bucket, we have cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, and then Litecoin, and then Dogecoin, and then Tether. In the distributed computing bucket, we have cryptocurrency projects such as Ethereum, MaidSafe, Storage, and Golem. In the privacy coin bucket, we have Dash, we have Particl, Monero, Komodo, Bullberry, and Zcash. In this video series, we're going to focus inside this privacy coin bucket. Inside this privacy coin bucket, there are dozens of privacy coin projects, and they are separated and categorized by the technology that they use to obfuscate the transaction history. And the word obfuscate simply means to make unintelligent, make unreadable, and make unclear, so you cannot tell who is making the transaction or the quantity and things like that of the transaction, depending upon which privacy coin project that you're using. So these three popular and well-known technologies is called coin mixing, ring signatures, and ZK snarks, right? So inside the privacy coin bucket, they are separated into what we call sub-buckets. So inside the coin mixing sub-bucket, we have cryptocurrencies such as Dash and Navcoin. Inside the ring signature sub-bucket, we have projects such as Monero, Bullberry, Particl, and Bitcoin. And then in the ZK snarks sub-bucket, we have Zcash and Komodo. In this video series, we're going to focus on the Particl project specifically, right? So here with us, we have Rhino Mate, the lead core developer for the Particl project. And the Particl project started its history back from Shadow Cash, which came from Shadow Coin, from SD Coin, and then from Black Coin. Rhino, could you jump in and explain to us how this all started, all these name changes, so that the audience will know what's going on here?
Sure. Shadow Cash started off as SD Coin, which was a fork of the Black Coin code base. So we actually started our own Genesis block and our own blockchain. And then SD Coin, we got a few members, people started joining the community, and then they suggested that we actually call it Shadow Coin, which was the full name. We didn't call it Shadow Coin at first because there was previously a project called Shadow Coin, which just failed. So then as the project grew, we got new members or new community members who then suggested we should call it Shadow Cash because coin was becoming really common. It was just every single project had coin, like Dark Coin, X11 Coin, and well, obviously Bitcoin, everything was coin. So then everyone seemed to like Shadow Cash. So it was new consensus. With that, we got the new logo, the logo that everyone likes there. And then, yeah, we've actually decided to end Shadow Cash, and we've started a completely new project now called Particl. It's based off of Bitcoin 0.14 instead of Black Coin, and we've taken a lot of the features from Shadow Cash across, like the secure messaging, stealth addresses, the ring signatures, and then obviously the marketplace, which is going to be the main point of Particl.
Okay, so basically after from here, I put a dotted line here so that the audience will know that moving forward, Particl will completely sever ties with any of these previous projects, and that you are now completely focused on the Particl project and no longer with the Shadow project anymore, right? Okay. Now you mentioned I have a few questions about the project here. Now you said that you're building it on top of the Bitcoin Core 0.14 code base. Now, is that going to include the segregated witness in there already activated, or does the community have to activate it when they start using it?
Yeah, we're starting with segregated witness from the beginning. So we have all the features that are already permitted in the Bitcoin Core code base. So there's support for Lightning networks, the segregated witness, bigger block sizes, all the latest modularized code. It's completely new code base.
Okay. And could you also talk about how we had spoken in private one-on-one on Skype before? And originally, I thought that when we first did, Leon and I did research into the Particl project, we thought that when you guys had the Shadow Cash project, right, that it was for stuff like for the dark markets. And you said that it had nothing to do with the dark markets. It was more of the shadow banking. Could you just help the investors explain that to the investors?
Yeah, when we started Shadow Cash, it was actually all about the shadow banking industry. So the shadow banking industry is a $1 trillion industry. It's all kinds of investments and.
Okay, if you guys are not speaking, could you guys mute the microphone if you're not the one speaking? Thanks.
Sorry, I just had a motorbike come past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the shadow banking industry is a completely underground or off the books type of investment industry. It's people doing investments in a non-traditional manner, I guess, keeping things, doing investments that I guess aren't traditional. People aren't going to see them. It's not normal institutional investments. And there's loads of this happening every day.
Okay. All right. Now talk about the. You mentioned that before that in 2014, the guys Evan Duffield and the team from the Dash Privacy Coin project, they tried to merge with you guys and recruit you and your team of developers to come and merge the Shadow project into the Dash project. What was the reason for that, and why did it not follow through? Why didn't you guys merge?
Okay, they approached us because they really liked our team's work ethic and how we were putting out feature after feature. Like at that stage, we were running really smoothly. Everything was going. Our projects were a lot smaller, so we were able to release. Our release cycle was a lot faster, and they approached us and they wanted to actually absorb the whole project. So everyone who was working on Shadow, they wanted them to join the Dash project, but it was mainly because of our development. The time the actual details of the deal got leaked, so it really put them off with the project. We had to show people within the project because we couldn't just make an agreement like that without people knowing. So it really upset people in the community. So they decided to put the deal off. But from our end, we also thought it was a really bad deal.
Okay, so basically, you're both the Shadow project and the Dash project did not merge because of the terms and the conditions were not agreeable to both parties.
Yeah, the terms were quite bad for us. Would have put them at a way better position than what we would have been.
Okay, all right. Well, this will conclude the first part. In this first part, I just wanted to give you guys a little background of how the Particl project started and where it came from, and get a chance to meet its lead developer. For more information about Particl, you can go to particl.io for more information. And this will conclude the first part, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the second part.